Epicness is abound. First Man Volume 2 is live. It's alive. Woo! Feel the excitement. Hello, everybody. Stephen Rockwood. Yo, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. JP Roca back again. Stephen says he's backer 16. Thank you so much. Val, First Man, it is. Oh, backer number 5. Beautiful. I love you guys. It's because of you that I'm able to do this. Hello, Amanda. It is because of all you people I'm able to do this. Ethan had, if you saw this morning, he was streaming, and it even said to launch First Man Volume 2. And he was having some internet issues. He said he'll be back around 3 o'clock, and we can do a stream then for a little bit. So hopefully that comes to fruition. But you know, it didn't matter either way. If I was on at noon with Ethan and then after 40 minutes we had to bail because he had his 1 o'clock appointment, I would have jumped on here anyhow to welcome everyone. So I am here, and people are sending me messages and stuff that it's because it's live, and you know, I am just so happy. Like Chris Reader sums it up perfectly right here. Hold on, let me get it. Happy, happy, joy, joy. That is how I'm feeling. So hold on a second. I'm typing. So anyhow, I'm very happy that the campaign is live. So I figured I'd come on here and talk a little bit. I did draw the art yesterday. That's an awesome shirt. Thank you very much. I have a TeePublic store where you can actually buy them if anybody's interested. I just ordered, I said this morning that this shirt, you know, I'm not it actually fits pretty well, but I like my shirts to be a little more athletic fit. So a little bit tighter. It's a little too baggy for my taste. So I ordered a couple more in black that hopefully I'll get next week. So there you go. Let's see. Let's just share my screen here real quick and do that. I actually mailed out a bunch of Volume 1s today too, and I got a couple more orders in for Volume 1 as well. Let's just refresh, see what's happening here. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. 22% of it's gone already. So there you go. Val says, I never knew about this. Dude, DM art. Direct message art. Is that what you're saying? I'm not quite sure what you're saying with that message. Hold on. I got to... let's see. Let's see. Round 3. Excuse me. There we go. Had to take care of that. Get some stuff out the way. The campaign looks good. Lots of cool tiers. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you guys really want to see the TeePublic page, if you're interested in a First Man t-shirt, I'll give you the link. I will give you guys the link to it. Let's just do this. Get you people the link because that's how I roll. And here it is. So there you go. There's the link. If you want to buy a shirt, that's awesome. You know, I price the shirts so people would buy them. I don't make really much at all off of them. I mean, there's a couple other shirts in there as well, but of course, I did the classic 1stMAN with nice flat colors, little throwback. So when it's on a shirt, it kind of gives you that throwback feel to it. So that's what I did there for fun. Oh, look, 22 backers already. Nice. I'm very happy with that so far. So yeah, man. I mean, that is the deal. Since this morning stream when I drew that storm headshot for a backer, I've just been kind of running around with a chicken with its head cut off, because chickens live a little bit after you chop their heads off, I guess. I've never seen it. I could probably YouTube it, but you know, I printed the drawing out. I thought, well, I could probably get in and trace it off, but then I had a bunch of orders that came in I had to fulfill. And check this out. Now I've got to go to the post office. And you're like, why do you have to go to the post office? Because you just put stuff at your post box. Well, so I've got an oversized mailbox, and my mailbox can fit 5 Gemini mailers flipped on their sides, shoved in, right? So that's what I did. And I put this big note on the front that said there are 5 more packages at the front door that need to be picked up. So the mail, because they told me to do that. They said, look, if it doesn't fit in the mailbox, leave a note. We'll get out, go pick it up. Well, I can see the postman pull up this morning or this afternoon, a half hour ago, and I see him grab the ones out of the mailbox, because this is me looking out my window. And then I expected him to pull forward a little bit, stop, get out, walk up to the front door. He did not. So those 5 other Gemini mailers are still at the front door. And now later today, I've got to grab them and take them to the post office to mail them out. So thanks, postman, for not doing anything. Rinkabot, my pal Rinkabot. Oh, I'd love to get this to 6 figures. Oversized mailbox. Is that a medical condition? It sure is. Let me see here. I might actually, let's see if anybody wants to copy. Let's do this. Let's just see if anybody wants to come on. So let's see, I shared the link. So we shall see, see if anybody wants. My watch is blowing up for some reason. I'm not sure why. So anyhow, lazy ass mailman. That's funny. That is exactly what my wife said. I sent her a text, and she said, lazy ass mailman. Oh, I'm there. I meant to be here. So yes, invite Ethan. No, Ethan has a 1 o'clock appointment. That's why we're not streaming now on his channel. He has a 1 o'clock appointment, and he said that he would get back to me, and hopefully we'll go on his channel at 3. Backer 28, dude, thank you so much, Rinkabot. I appreciate all you people. I mean, honestly, I can't say how much I appreciate you guys. It is so heartwarming to me. I want to see Past Master Dan or JP Roca on the stream. I already showed oversized mailbox. Is that a medical condition? No, that's an oversized box. Like if you go to the doctor and say, I have an oversized box, if you're a man, they'll probably tell you to bend over, slap on, at least if you're my doctor, slap on the 2-finger glove, pull these down, and still use this finger that has no glove. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Oh, my buddy Graham Nolan's here. Hold on. Graham Nolan is in his house.
He's in the house, but he's wondering why he's here after listening to that conversation.
Oh, well, you know.
Like I said, a man my age, my advanced years, I don't like to hear talk like that, Andy. So,
dude, once you hit the 5.0, you get that done to you. I have it done. That's why I always say I have a female doctor, because she has small hands.
That's it. Well, congratulations, man. We got a big day today.
I know we do. Yeah. I'm launching here. Look at that. Hyper Kaiju says nice timing. I know it's launching. It's building up there, so I'm happy.
Look at that. You got 31 backers already.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, and then Super Jerry's backer number 3. Look at that. That's cool. And I have my own team term now. They came up with First Maniacs.
Okay. Brandon the fans. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's I gotta tell, I don't know if you get this way or not before you hit the launch button, but like this morning, I was just a bundle of like nerves.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, oh God. These next 30 or so or more days are just, you know how it is. Now I got some streams lined up next week to go on and stuff. So
it's the entire live campaign, whether it's 30 days or 45 days or 60, but 60's really overkill. But anyway, those days are nerve-wracking because you are on every single day. I mean, you got to be out there. You got to be pushing. You don't get a lot done as far as like the drawing.
Oh no.
So because you're in promotion mode during that whole time.
Yep. It's funny because I don't know if you heard this. I put 10 Gemini mailers out today from stuff I got for the first campaign, and I actually got 2 more this afternoon. I got to get out, tomorrow now. But so I asked my postman, I said, look, if I have more stuff than fits in the mailbox, what's the deal? And they're like, oh, just write a note and we'll get out. And she's really awesome. She's like, we'll get out, walk up to the front door or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So when you came in, I've got this oversized mailbox that fits 5 Gemini mailers, no problem. Mm-hmm. So I put 5 in there. Big note on the top one that said there's 5 more at the front door. Thank you very much. I can literally do this and look right out the window and see. And I see the mailman pull up. I see that it's a guy, so it's not my normal person. He grabs the stuff out, puts the new stuff in. I expect him to pull up a little bit so he can get out, walk up the yard. Nope, just drives down the street. So now I get to go to the post office this afternoon.
Oh, man.
I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Dude, there's a note in there for him?
Dude, the note was the size. The note, basically, it's on a big piece of note paper. I used a big fat Sharpie. I taped it to the front of a Gemini mailer. There's no way he didn't see that note. No way.
Wow.
I know. So, yeah. So I'll be shooting over to the post office.
And you wonder why the USPS is like financial ruin.
I know, man. I'm just like, good Lord. Yeah, so I get to do that. But, the other 2 orders that came in this morning, at least I can get those out today. So
cool.
Cool. So you, if you want to screen share, we can show Alien Alamo as well, if you'd like.
Oh, let me pull it up. Hold on a second here.
Of course. Oh, that's very nice, Val. I hope to do that as well.
What the heck?
Local USPS is atrocious. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. So, yeah, I see you hit a milestone too yesterday.
Yes, I did. Finally, I 8,000.
Yeah.
I've got an echo coming in.
Oh, you know what? It could be. Let me hear it. I forgot. Let me just put my headphones on. It could be why. These should connect soon.
Okay.
Alien Animo looks cool as F, Val says.
Oh, thank you, Val.
He's a good dude. throw that one up there so you can talk about it and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, we're hit 88,000 today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my goal is always to beat the previous campaign. So the Chinook ended at 90,000 and change. And I was hoping that Alien Alamo could beat that, maybe even hit 100,000.
I mean, you still have pretty good amount of time.
Oh yeah,
before you pull it down. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very, very pleased with how well it's doing because it takes place in 1957, and it has a Western theme to it. Those are two hurdles that could prevent certain readers from coming on board, as opposed to a genre piece that hits a broader audience. So the fact that it's doing as well as it did and overcoming those hurdles means that I think people are responding well to the story.
Yeah, no, I think so. Well, I think it looks great as well. And I don't know if it's a huge uphill battle because of the variety and stuff that we're doing or CG's doing overall. Mm-hmm. People are looking for different stuff. So
yeah, I mean, I could be wrong about that. I just know Westerns can be a hard sell. I experienced that trying to do my Saturday morning Western roundup,
Yeah, well, that,
it's certainly a certain audience.
I think with that too, it might not have just been a Western thing, but it could have been just Saturday morning. Because I mean, Saturdays, I don't totally unplug, but like Saturday mornings is just kind of chilling and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know.
But hey, it's doing great. There's plenty of time left. I've got some other goodies that are going to be coming our way that'll be posted soon. Some merchandise that's being designed right now, which once I have those images and stuff, I will share them, and people are going to want to hop on board those goodies as well.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. And I know you keep posting up art and stuff. So how many pages do you actually have drawn now?
30 pages are done.
Ooh, completed. So that's definitely over the halfway point, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it'll be a 64-page book, 56 pages of story. I mean, did I say 64-page book?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's correct. 56 of story, and then just like the Chinook, there'll be, backstory stuff, behind the scenes illustrations, designs, that kind of stuff that'll fill it out, and it'll be really cool.
Sweet. That's cool. That's real cool. Well, fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Any big plans this weekend?
My Saturdays are always, especially my Saturday mornings, are always working on my Sunshine State strip. That's the time I allocate for that. Other than that, we're looking for a lot of rain this weekend, so I think maybe I'll just throw in monster movies while I'm working on my strip and watch that, because I sort of like monster movies a little bit.
No, I guess with the rain, no fishing. So
no. In fact, I was going to go out yesterday. We had a break in the week. It was finally sunny. It was 85 degrees, my favorite temperature, and I had to get the lawn done because I knew all the rain was coming today. And I streamed all morning yesterday with Ethan and all the guys. So
I was there. I hear you.
Yeah, so that cut into to that. So I couldn't get out. Couldn't get out to the lake.
Now here's a question, because I'm not an avid fisherman, so I don't know. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to brave the rain and stuff, it's not like the fish bite less on a rainy day, is it?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's just you don't want to go out in the rain. Yeah,
I don't want to go out in the rain.
yeah, no, I get it. I wouldn't want to go out in the rain either. I just didn't know if I didn't think the weather would make a difference, but who the hell knows? So
yeah, it's not raining underwater
to the fish. Right, exactly.
What are they going to do?
Oh my God.
It's going to get wet.
Exactly. So that's cool.
I don't ice fish either, because the idea of sitting on a block of ice, freezing my tuchus off, doesn't appeal to me either.
Oh no way, dude! I wouldn't enjoy that at all. I hate cold weather, so that is definitely
Yeah.
not something I would be doing for sure.
Yeah.
You got to get yourself a little boat to go out in, though.
Yeah, I know. I know. I might have to crowdfund my boat. What do you think? Do you think that'll go over good? I could,
You could
like
try it.
we could
You could
do
try
some
maybe if
cool,
you.
artwork on the side so that everybody knows it's me coming into the harbor.
Well, there's that, but if you crowdfund it, depending on how much you need to raise, you could also do the thing where you get it wrapped, like people wrap cars and you have the backers' names on your boat.
Right. There we go.
So,
A backer
it could
boat.
be like it could be NASCAR. You could have endorsements on the side of the boat and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
I like that. A backer boat.
yeah. So you never know. You never know. I mean, there's so many different things you can try and do. Let's see. What is he saying here? People in Japan pay extra to sit on a block of ice. Okay. Never been. Don't know. Take
Yeah.
a word for it. Wow. That is that's crazy. So no, I got the art done yesterday for the bookmark.
Good.
The metal bookmark. I have confidence we'll hit the metal bookmark, so I'm doing new art for it. I've got my sample metal bookmark here,
Cool.
but that's the art from the last campaign. So
Is the bookmark actually made of metal?
yeah.
Oh, cool. Like aluminum or something?
I don't know exactly. Here, hold on. It'll come in this nice little plastic sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to bend. I mean, yeah, could I bend it? Of course I could.
Right.
I mean, I'm bending it here, but could I really? Yes. But overall, I mean, it is freaking solid. It's only printed on one side. So that's the back. And yeah, this is I can't remember the order of the stretch goals. This is first or second stretch goal, maybe. Everybody will get a nice metal bookmark.
And where do you get those made, Andy?
I can send you the guy's info. He's a guy that's on Twitter and stuff. I'm sure he. I would have to assume he knows who you are and stuff. So, because he's done this for other CG guys and stuff. That's how I found him.
Okay, that might be a cool stretch goal for me. My next level would be to upgrade, because they're already getting a bookmark.
Right.
But it might be cool if we can upgrade it to a metal bookmark.
Yeah, and then I'm doing, for a trading card, instead of a regular size, I'm doing an oversized 4x6. That's another stretch goal.
Okay.
4x6 trading card. Oh, Amanda says that's a great image. Put on the bookmark. Thank you. That was on the first bookmark. The new bookmark still features Penumbra because everybody loves her. She's just a different sexy type pose and stuff. So, Past Master Dan says he'd like the authentic Graham Nolan cap pistol.
Cap pistol.
Yeah, you remember the little caps that you put in that went pow pow? Yeah.
Sure.
So there you go.
They even make those.
Yeah, but you know what they do still make, which would be kind of neat. And I don't know what the cost of them are, but I can't see them being too much. You know the really tiny little squirt guns?
Okay. Not really.
Alien. You've never seen a squirt gun that's literally like only about 2 inches big?
No.
Oh yeah, they make these tiny little squirt guns. They're about as big as I'm doing my fingers. So what's that? A couple inches big.
Right.
And you can fill them with a little bit of water, and you get a few squirts out of them to hit somebody with. But an Alien Alamo squirt gun for the kiddies? I mean, come on. Ooh, lucky number 13 there. Yeah, that would be God, now I'm just going to have to Google search it so I can show you. Tiny water pistol. I know. See, there it is. Look at that. First thing comes up.
There we go. Okay.
This little bad boy. They're tiny.
Yeah. Well, good. Then they fit put them in a mailer.
Exactly. See that? Yeah, because I mean, you gotta think with your bullet casing that you're sending out. I mean, that's obviously not a Gemini mailer type thing, right?
No.
Won't fit in it.
No, because that has its own separate box, and that'll have to be wrapped and then shipped separately because the box will be signed too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you get an authentic fired 3030 casing with a bullet in it that's a keychain, and on it is engraved Alien Alamo. It's really badass looking.
That's cool. Graham's going to get his name put on a list, sending this to backers. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Comics case become the Franklin Mint. You know it. Got to up the ante. Did you see how supposedly the administration, the Biden administration, is going to basically tell Facebook to monitor certain posts?
Oh, really? What type of posts?
Oh, it's COVID related stuff. They want to stop misinformation. So they said that they have a list of people, Facebook accounts that they want to have monitored from depending on what they say. And then supposedly overall in general, they want to stop what they classify as misinformation and will tell Facebook to pull stuff.
Yeah, most of the misinformation is coming from the government.
I know. I'm like, wow, that doesn't.
Just when everything is starting to settle down, the country is coming back, business is starting to go, the economy is going to get moving again, and these poor small businesses can get their lives going again. Now we've got that idiot Fauci out there talking about the Delta virus, the Delta strain. It's like, okay, here we go. So let's just keep everybody in fear.
Well, LA County and LA County, California, put back in place starting 11:59 tomorrow night, indoor mask mandate, vaccinated or not.
Great.
Vaccinated or not, LA County, got to wear it no matter what. Doesn't matter.
Wow.
So, and I don't know, man. It's weird. I saw somebody post on Facebook, a professional, I won't say who, but they said, they were amazed in the city that they live in of how many people are just walking around without masks on, and social distancing basically not even happening anymore. And he's still going to walk around wearing his double masks and stuff. And I'm just like, what? Yeah, I know. Of course, it's like, well, thank you for telling us that. But I'm just like, around here, everything, down here in Charlotte, most people aren't wearing masks. You see maybe just a smattering of people doing it. And it's generally older people, senior citizens and stuff. So, that's cool. I get it. But going into stores and restaurants and stuff, it's almost, I'd say 80% back to back to before. So
I love the knuckleheads that drive in their cars with their windows up by themselves with their masks on.
Don't even get me started.
My favorite was I was standing outside a Home Depot, and this guy pulls up in a convertible with a mask on.
That
I'm
is
looking at him like, really?
Yeah. Well, dude, what drives me crazy? So the car is definitely just a point of going, seriously, when you're by yourself, windows up, but driving by a bus stop, somebody standing at the bus stop by themselves, fully masked. Seeing people just walking, you can tell they're walking for exercise or just going for a walk.
Yeah.
Down the street by themselves, fully masked. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
Right.
I mean, where's anybody said to do that? Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, back in the heat of it, it was, if you can't social distance and you're outside, wear a mask. And I was always of the thing, like, if I'm in a parking lot, even in a parking lot before COVID, parking lots aren't crowded like San Diego where you're shoulder to shoulder. What store are you going to that is like that unless it's Black Friday, right? So if you're in a parking lot, even before COVID, I'm still a good 15 feet away from anyone. I'm not wearing anything. Get out of here. So, yeah, it is just crazy.
Mm-hmm. The thing that really gets me too is how quickly people are willing to drink that Kool-Aid. That they're all in on this, and it's like there's no critical thinking, there's no questioning, because if you question it, then you're an extremist and a nut.
Right. Well, that's just it. If you question anything, yeah.
We're not talking about the plague. We're talking about an offshoot of the common cold, a coronavirus that may or may not have been started in a lab, that affects a very small percentage of the population. You know, I'm willing to take those odds in Vegas any day of the week. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, it's the same with the Delta variant. The Delta variant, if you look at the odds, they're just so minimal. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And the WHO actually came out. I think it was last night. I saw the World Health Organization came out, and now they're slowly sliding over to the lab leak. Except they're framing it as, well, I mean, accidents happen. But a year ago, the lab leak was, oh, you conspiracy theorist, and now slowly they turn, and you're just like, oh my God. And eventually it's just going to come down to, yeah, it was a lab leak. It's just going to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't buy that bat crap at all. I posted a few weeks ago just a simple question saying, do you think it was a bat or do you think it was a lab leak? And, some people, a lot was just one word answers, bat, lab, whatever. But then a few people were just so ardent with, oh, it was definitely a bat, and I'm like, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I think they pretty much ruled out that whole wet market idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't seem to be able to hold water, but a lab leak, that makes sense.
That makes total sense, especially in the vicinity of where everything was happening and what.
Yeah. 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 But wait a minute, Andy, you're an extremist. You're thinking, you're asking questions, and you can't have that.
No, I can't. Oh, guys, the campaign is growing. I want to shout out everybody. Thank you so much.
Ooh, 44 backers.
44 backers. Thank you guys so much. Well, I was having a discussion, online with somebody, on Facebook because, I posted something. I posted a meme of like Cuba and Hong Kong and another country, and all the people protesting over there for freedom and stuff are waving American flags.
Yeah.
And then and I don't know how to digress to border crossings and stuff, but I know how to digress. Somebody said something about border stuff, and I brought up, and I can't remember the dude's name in the administration, so I always just refer to it as the administration because, it doesn't matter if it's Health and Human Services or what. If it comes from somebody that works for the administration, that's their blanket, that's what they believe, the administration. So anyhow, it's Mayorga. Did I pronounce that guy's name right? Mayorga. He's the whatever. He said. So I'll backtrack. 3 months ago, he said, look, and this in regards to the southern border, if you're coming over, you need to do it the right way, and we'll process you and blah blah blah. With the whole Cuba thing, he literally said, if you come over from Cuba on a boat, obviously the only way you can come over, but I think he said across the water, you will be sent back. Do not do it. You will be sent back. So wait a second. And then, of course, that gets you to, you think to yourself, and I heard a couple analysts say this, saying, well, wait a second. People that come from Cuba to Miami and to Florida and migrate throughout, going by polls, generally vote Republican. People coming over the border generally vote Democrat. And I said, I posted basically what the administration said about both areas, the border and Cuba, and I go, they're really showing their true colors. And then I get this, illegal immigration. Every administration is hard on illegal immigration. This administration is, if you come across illegally, they'll deport you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, do you really think the border is under control? It is so bad since basically January 20th. It's not even funny. But tell me how it's not bad.
Yeah, ask a rancher in Texas, who's on the border there. And it looks like the state of Texas is going to finish the wall in their state. And they said, screw it, we'll pay for it ourselves. And then Arizona and any other border states are on their own as far as, what comes over that into their
Right.
state. But Texas looks like they're taking a strong hand and saying, well, we're going to finish this wall because walls work.
Well, and the thing is, when people say walls don't work, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, breaking it down, saying any type of friction obviously slows things down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when there's friction, the more friction you have, the more it might slow something down. So if there's no barrier whatsoever, then things can just go through. It doesn't matter, right? You start putting up a barrier, it's going to slow it down. It might only slow it down from, say, 10 to 10 people coming to, 4 get through. Or let's say even on a higher end, 6. Well, it still slowed it down 40%,
Mm-hmm.
And, I always think about the wall stuff, that the opponents of the wall, I always think about it when I'm driving around because I see so many people that have fences. And I just want to go, why do you have a fence? First, I want to go up to them and go, do you have a dog? No. Do you have a cat? No. Why do you have a fence? For privacy. But for what? You don't have a dog to keep in. So what do you care? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, the White House has a fence, an armed fence around it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't our country have one? Have a fence or some type of. I mean, if fences don't work, if walls don't work, ask the Mongols. The Chinese built the Great Wall of China for a reason, and it still stands.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. There's no other country in the world that is much more that is more accepting than the United States. But you have to come in through proper channels. We're a country of laws. You can't just come in because where you live sucks. It never was like that. When my people came over from Ireland, they had to come over. They had to learn the language. They had to have a skill that they could bring to this country, and then they had to have a sponsor, somebody to sponsor them. Those were prerequisites outside of being a political refugee to get into this country. Every other country has rules and regulations about you getting into them, and they're much more stringent than ours. But they're
a lot more stringent. And a lot of countries are merit based. Like you said, with your family and stuff, a lot of countries are merit based. It's like, what do you want to bring to the table?
Right.
And
we don't want the bums coming in here just because they don't like it where they're at. Sorry.
Right.
Stay where you're at and make your place better if that's the case.
Right. Yeah.
But we're a very open society to accepting people from all over the world here. We always have been. But the way they frame it is that we're a bunch of racists and we don't want people coming in here. No, we want good people coming in here. We don't want criminals and drug dealers coming across. We don't want them bringing crime and disease. A lot of these COVID cases are coming in, were coming in at one point through Texas. Because we're wearing masks and doing everything, but they're not. So it's just a nightmare, that the fact that we have to defend our borders, that we have to say we need to defend these borders, because it's just ridiculous to me that it's come down to that, because there's no other country that's like that. I live on the Canadian border here. Try getting into Canada. Canada is shut down. You cannot get into Canada.
They're still shut down. And it's funny because what was it? I don't follow hockey. I know the Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup, but I believe they were up against the Canadian team. And it was so funny because in Canada, I think they were only allowing 50% capacity to go to the game. Okay. But then this is where it doesn't make sense. When they had to play in Tampa, Tampa's wide open, 100% capacity. And hey, here come the Canadian players down here, and they're going to a stadium with 100% capacity.
Mm-hmm. The Toronto Blue Jays were playing in Buffalo because their AAA team is the Buffalo Bisons. So they kicked the Bisons out, and they were playing in New Jersey for their AAA games, and they revamped the stadium for the Toronto Blue Jays because the Blue Jays couldn't cross the border. So they came over here before it got locked down, and they're playing out of Buffalo. Their home game, you know.
Right.
So I forgot how we got on.
Did you see our lovely Secretary of State? I guess on the UN, what's it called? The United Nations, the Human Rights Council or whatever it is. You know, how he invited other countries to take a look at us because we're such a racist country. And he's added to the countries that can do that. He's added Cuba, Russia, and I believe China as well.
So he's lumping the United States in with Russia, Cuba, and China?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. China has Uyghur concentration camps. I don't think we have anything like that over here. Why are these countries on this United Nations Human Rights Council or whatever it's called? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, the world's upside down, dude.
Oh my God.
It's upside down. But you know what's right side up? Crowdfunding comics.
That's right. That's right.
We're on the upswing here, and we're creating the great comics that the big two won't, or
right.
are able to.
I got 50 backers now. Oh, Dan Fraga just said backer 51. Nice.
There we go. Well done, Dan.
He said he had to get the Nut Punch cover. So thank you very much. I don't really look at it that way. I'll scroll so we can see the full cover. Yes, the fist is covering, but the fist is so far in the foreground, he's not really punching him in the balls. But hey, if people want to relate to it that way,
fist. Maybe that guy or a small guy.
No.
It's not an Adam cover.
It is not. It is not an Adam cover. No, it is not. Actually, in the book, this guy is because First Man's a big dude. He's 7 feet tall. The mysterious villain on the cover is only a handsome 6 feet. So still taller than me, but still we'll have to look up at his opponent.
Right.
First Man Volume 2 Learning Curve is about Luke Henry. I forgot to give the whole pitch. Luke Henry comes back to Earth after the end of Volume 1, and now he has to juggle being a new superhero, has to juggle that as a freshman in college as well, and there might be a female love interest there because you're a freshman in college. Luke Henry's not a bad-looking dude. He's not super buff or anything, but he can hold his own. And then this Fourth World Foundation group comes a calling because they might have created something that they need First Man's help on to contain. So he's got to juggle life of being a superhero, family life, because his mom and dad are the only ones that know that he can change into this hero called First Man. We get a little more backstory of Penumbra and her love, Apollo, on their home planet as well. I mean, look, he's a superhero. He's just trying to do good. He's coming home after a hard day at school. Dad's trimming the bushes. What does any good son do? They're like, Dad, I got this. You don't need to trim them. I can just burn them down. Oh, he lights the bushes on fire. Somebody obviously doesn't know how to use their powers. And of course, I don't care if you're 7 feet tall, son. Get to your room. So he goes skulking into the house, changing back into Luke Henry. Fine, Dad. Fine. Even though I'm 7 feet tall and I have these awesome powers, I know you could still whip my ass and take me out to the woodshed, Father. So I will listen to you.
See, that sequence there reminds me of what Julie just warned me about, because we had a new tactical store open up down the road from us. So I went in there to check out AR-15s, but they also had flamethrowers.
Flamethrowers?
Yes. And so I went home and I was telling Julie about the ARs, and she's like, yeah, whatever. What are you going to do? And then I said, oh, but they got flamethrowers. And she's like, you're not getting a flamethrower. What are you going to do with a flamethrower? I said, picture the driveway with the snow and me out there going, how awesome would that be?
Exactly. Dude, a friend of mine on Facebook, actually, God, I'm trying to remember who it is now, just posted a couple weeks ago that he got a flamethrower. and he showed a video of him using it and stuff, just lighting something up in his driveway, like a wood crate or something. You know, he's like 20 feet away from it, lights it up. It was awesome. What did they go for? You saw that. So it's a mutual friend. I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember who it was either, but he's my new hero because I thought that was so cool. You know, it shoots 30 feet too. There's this canister up top, and you put gasoline or diesel in there if you want it to really stick, like a napalm. So you can put diesel in, and then there's a little starter thing that has like a little propane tank on it that just keeps the flame going. And then you press the button and
Yep. So the question is,
right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
JP knows.
Yeah.
He likes storytelling covers like that. So do I. Before I get back to the flamethrower, that's why I do the storytelling covers, and then I have Bart do a variant, and I go, Bart, just do whatever the hell you want. So Bart does the pinup-y, really non-type storytelling, then he doesn't have to worry about it, and I do the pinup type, or the storytelling type. But no, what's a flamethrower cost? Did you price it? Just
$600 on sale.
That's it?
Yeah, it was $625 was the regular price. They sold out.
Did they really?
Yeah, they sold out. I said to the guy, I said, so what would people buy a flamethrower for? And he goes, brush clearing.
Right, of course, brush clearing.
I'm like, of course. You know. So when I saw that sequence of him burning the bush, I was thinking like, oh yeah, I could trim the bushes with my new flamethrower. You know.
You could. What's JP says cheaper than a gun, which leads me to my next question. What's an AR go for?
Depending on if it's a composite or if it's metal, its brand and all that kind of stuff. They seem to be starting the 223s and the 5.56s seem to be starting at 800 and go up to 1,200.
Yeah.
But about a year ago, well, I was looking at them and you couldn't even find them, you know, when all the shit was hitting the fan. I went online and every place was sold out. And if you could find one, it was like one that was used or something like that. And it was well over $1,000. So those are actually pretty good prices. But unfortunately in New York State, we've got something called the SAFE Act. So all the magazines are pinned into the rifle. So you can't take a magazine out, you know, like you normally would with an AR-15. Right. You would load up your magazine, put it in, you know, eject it, put another magazine in. You have to load from the top, and they have
no way.
Yeah, so you have to press all the bullets down in from the top. And 10 is the max.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I know the
New York Empire of New York, People's Republic of New York.
What have you fired an AR before?
Yes.
Yeah, so have I. They're really smooth.
Oh, they're very nice. Yeah.
We were at Dennis and I were at the range. This was last year, and a guy was the guy working there was talking about it, and he's like, "Let me go get mine from my car. You can try it out." And he's like, you know, women love these guns, ARs, because the kick, there isn't much of one, you know, compared to like a shotgun and stuff like that. So yeah, just firing it, it was just like, wow, that is rather smooth.
There was this leftist writer for the New York Times who wanted to write this anti-gun story. So he wrote this whole thing, and he documented how he went out with this AR-15, and he was traumatized by this weapon, by the power of this weapon, and how it gave him PTSD. So then I saw this YouTube video of this redneck with his AR-15 talking about this guy, and he says, "Let me show you what the kick is on this thing." So he puts the butt of it up to his head and pulls the trigger. Yeah. His head doesn't even move. He's like pop, 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 pop.
Right. Right. Yeah, they're so scary looking. Oh my God.
They look just like a military weapon.
It's black and it has all this. Dude, I was talking to a friend of mine who was in the Marines 40 years ago, right? When he was like 18, he joined 4 years, and that was that. And we were talking about AR-15s, and he kept referring to it as fully automatic. And I go, dude, weren't you in the Marines? He's like, yeah. I'm like, now I know it was 40 years ago, but an AR-15 is just like a semi-automatic handgun. One pull, one bullet. One pull, one bullet.
Right.
You know, they're semi-automatics. What are you talking about?
Right.
And I'm like, and that's what you get from listening to the mainstream morons that don't know what they're talking about.
Well, he couldn't have been a very bright Marine if he didn't know that. I mean, they would have had, a true assault rifle, one with a switch that could go to full auto or single burst, or there's even or single shot, and then there's even a burst where you can do like 3 shots with a single pull. That's a true assault rifle. And AR does not stand for assault rifle.
No, it's armor.
It stands for Armor Light. Armor Light.
Yeah.
The company that designed it.
Yeah. I was just like, well, I can't remember if it was the idiot Maxine Waters or one of her friends up there that said, with an AR-15, you can switch to full auto mode. And I'm like, no, you can't.
No, you can't.
And of course, the news dumbass report.
Not the civilian versions that you buy,
No, not the civilian versions. And of course, the news dumbass that is interviewing the person, interviewing her, if it was her or whoever it was, is like, doesn't even question it because they don't know what they're talking about either. So it doesn't even question like, no, that's not how they work. So, yeah, it is ridiculous. Back to this. So yes, here's character breakdowns, and then a nice big shot for Bart's variant cover.
Cool.
He did for me. So nice. Of course, my parody ad is back for my not hostess, but hosted fruit pies. Love my parody ad. My co-writer did a bang up job, half-baked idea. So yeah, and then the sketch goals and all that fun stuff.
Great.
Go back, and you can miss the program book, no problem. You can get the program book. You can get it all. You've got I've got the tier for volume 1, volume 2, and the program book. Or you can get both covers of volume 2, or you can get 1 and 2 with my cover.
And who's the writer? We should probably give him a shout out.
Rob Snyder. Rob Snyder, good friend of mine. I've known Rob for since 1988, so a long time now. And he actually is a cartoonist as well. That's how we met. He's a few years older than me, and he worked for a newspaper as an editorial cartoonist on staff. He's also done political cartoons, freelance. He has his own cartoon strips that he has on is it Substack? I can't remember if it's Substack or not, that people can subscribe to, and they get emailed straight to you, to your inbox daily. He's got 3 different strips up there, and he's done some stuff for Image and DC's Paradox Press as well. So he's a really good cat, and we basically plot it out over the phone. I tell him my ideas on kind of where I want it to go, where I want the story to go and stuff, and then go, okay, go write it. And then he shoots it back to me. I draw it, then he gets it back to do the dialogue. And, it's kind of like the old school Marvel method of doing things. And then the colorist is this girl from Italy. Oh, God, I'm going to screw this up. Ilaria Fella. She's from Italy, and she's doing a bang-up job. And then my buddy Steve Dutro, who I went to the Kubert School with, who, until I asked, I've known Steve, obviously, since the Kubert School, so for 30 years. And I never knew he was Eisner nominated before.
Oh, wow. Now, what is his,
I was like, dude.
He's a letterer?
Yeah, he's the letterer. I said, send me over a bio for the campaign. And I go, Eisner nominated. I never knew that. I've yet to ask him what the nomination was for. But, he started off hand lettering because there was no computer lettering back then.
Right.
And went from hand lettering to obviously computer lettering, creating his own font with his, his lettering style, which I believe is what he uses on my book. And, he's done lots of logo design and all that stuff. And, he's on the ball. I sent him like that ad. I sent him the parody ad. I did it the smart way and what I mean by that is I I did the layout. So usually, you know how it goes. You do the full pencils and inks, and then you send it to the letterer.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, well, let me see. I'm just going to do the layout of the ad, send it to them, have them letter it and send it back. So then I can see, do I need backgrounds here? Do I not need backgrounds? Or better yet, oh, here's where the balloons are. I don't need to draw much there behind it. And it worked out great. So that's how we did it for that one. And then, yeah, stretch goals are 4x6 oversized trading card, double-sided at 15,000, a 6x9 mini print. 20,000 is a metal bookmark. 25,000, 4 more story pages. 30,000, 4 more story pages. So adding more story to it as well. So
that's I think that's always good, is to add content, because people who got in from the beginning, it just gets better for them. They get more story, more package. It becomes a much better deal for them as everybody comes on board.
Yeah.
You know, that's
get more content.
It just keeps, you know, everybody keeps benefiting, you know, as more people join the party.
Thank you, Val. Yeah, exactly. Well, one idea, and I'm playing with it still, and I mean, I don't mind talking about it here because it's not written down. So really, if you're watching, you'll hear this, and anybody that rewatches. But I just bought from Walmart the retro He-Man figure, and it came with the little mini comic like they did back in the early 80s when they put their original He-Man figures out. And I love these mini comics. And this thing is literally just, including the cover, 8 pages, right? So it's basically, you've got the cover, and then you go right to the first story page on the inside front cover, no messing around. And then the last story page is the inside back cover. And then the actual back cover is obviously an ad for more He-Man junk. And I was like, you know, it would be kind of cool to do a stretch goal for a 6-page or 8-page, just like this, Penumbra mini comic. So it's just the standalone Penumbra story featuring her, but doing it in flat color in that retro ad style that I do.
So they get the dot patterns and stuff.
Yeah, I would do just like that ad. I would do a newsprint, you know, texture to it, color, flat color, and then do my more brushy Senate-esque type, Joe Senate-esque type rendering and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking that'd be a pretty good stretch goal because I priced these out at the printer too. And I'm like, ooh, that's feasible for a stretch goal, you know, and that would just be so cool to insert, you know, in with it.
So it's only 4 pages or 4 sheets of paper plus 5 sheets of paper. It's 4 sheets plus the cover. So you got 8 pages.
No, it's 4 sheets because that's literally just 8 total.
Oh, 8 including the cover.
Yeah, it's 8 including the cover.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the front and back you take off, front and back cover, as in take off from the story. So that leaves you with 6 pages to tell the story.
Gotcha.
Or 7. Like I could do 7 because the back cover I could use as the very last story page. Mm-hmm. Or more likely than not, I would do 6 story pages in the back cover. I'd make up some type of cool ad or something.
Yeah. So, or put your company logo on it or something.
Right. Exactly. So that's something I'm thinking about doing as a stretch goal. Just got to see how it's going. We're at 57 backers right now because I just refreshed. So that's really cool.
Nice.
So
nice.
Way over that 64%. So that's very cool. Yeah.
Look at that, 3,200 of a $5,000 fixed goal. I think that's a good fixed goal because you'll hit that today. And then the algorithms will kick in. Right.
You know? That was I know that I know some of the people we've talked to are like, oh, you should just, is do 500 because then you'll really clear that fast. But it's just, there's that paranoid fear. Oh, 30 days have gone by and it's at $550. Yay.
Yeah. So, well, it goes back to that nervousness of putting a campaign out there because, I think, people in the chat and people that rewatch this will be interested to hear is that, you start out with just a blank piece of paper, a blank idea, and then that idea builds and you work the story, you work the art, you work the concept. Then you have to work the campaign. You have to build this campaign from a template and figure out how you're going to add stuff, what your stretch goals are going to be, and put it up in a cogent way so that it's easy, it's self-explanatory, and it gets the point across. And then you have to press the button that launches your ideas that you've been stewing on for months and months and months.
Exactly.
Overthinking perhaps in places, or then you start to get the butterflies. Well, will this be successful? Because there's plenty of crowdfunders that crash and burn. We've seen a few of that recently where they did not, you could not call them successful crowd campaigns. So, there's that natural nervousness, but once you've had a successful one and you've taken care of your backers and treated them like the gold they should be taken care of, they're willing to come back and come back a second time. So I find myself a little less nervous, particularly once I've done 2 campaigns. The first one can be a fluke. The second one, if you do the second one and it does well, now you're on the right track, So
right.
I think I'll be less nervous on my third one than I was on my second one.
Well, because you're building that brand,
Right.
And like you said, I don't know, I'm sure this was told to you in the Kubert School as well, because whether it's comic book art or illustration or whatever, anything freelance, I think what I'm about to say falls under is getting your first job is hard. Getting your second job is harder. You know what I mean? Because your first job, they don't know. They're like, I'll take a chance on this guy, but then what if you fall flat on your first job?
Mm-hmm.
Getting that second one could be tougher. And I think it's the same thing. You do your first crowdfunding campaign and it meets its goal. It does better than expected. You need to fulfill it on time, which is definitely paramount, getting it out there on time when you said it would. And I fall into the category of I'd rather put a date out there that's a little farther out and then fulfill early by a few weeks than the opposite.
Yeah.
And, you build up that goodwill. And then, of course, the quality of the product, the people get it and they're like, oh, my God, this is really, once they're actually holding it and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, no, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
And keep your backers updated. That's paramount for me is every week update my backers on what pages got done, where we are in the process. Is the colorist working here? The letterer working here? Are the files been sent to the formatter? All that kind of stuff. And if you do run over, let's say, stuff happens, stuff happens by the date you want. Let's say, like for me, it's December. They'll know that way ahead of time that I'm like, I'm a little behind here because I'm not rushing these pages. Right. Every page, I'm not going to just hack a page out just so that I can meet a certain number. If it's a double page spread and it takes me 3 days, I had a page that took me 3 days. It wasn't even a double page spread. It was a World War II.
I mean, that's how some of them are.
And, it's like, okay, I can't do that at DC or Marvel, but I can on my own product and make sure that page, when they get to it, they're going to be like, holy shit, this page is great. And I think, fans are willing to wait for that if it has to come a little bit later than promised, as long as it's not crazy,
Right.
Because
I think
all about quality.
Well, and I think the biggest thing, like you said, you nailed it, is it's communication. Mm-hmm. Just stay communicating. That was one of the things working freelance with editors and stuff is, if they give you a deadline and you just blow it, that's bad. But if they give you a deadline and you can honestly assess and go, man, I'm 5 days from that deadline, I'm going to need a couple more days. I would always email them and be like, I know it's 5 days away. I think I'm going to need a couple more. And they were like, okay, you let us know far enough out. So it's staying in communication with your backers and stuff. What's up, Pop Culture Avenger saying?
Hey, Pop Culture Avenger. PCA. That was the cult page. Yes, JP's right.
Oh, really? He knows.
I think, yeah, because I had posted that page. It's the 1911 Colt, which is in the last panel. But that wasn't the thing that really cost me the amount of time. That was an easy one. It was the Japanese rifles and uniforms, and the Marine uniforms and rifles. I had one guy with an M1, and I had one guy with a Thompson. So, I had to get all that stuff right. And, Marine helmets changed from the beginning of the war towards the end of the war. And depending on when this battle was taking place, I wanted to make sure that they had the camouflage helmets versus the steel pot helmets. So it was a lot of reference stuff that I had to do and research to make sure I got it all right.
Would you have, if there was no internet, if this was 30 years ago, right? What would you have been doing to get this reference?
I would be at the library for a week. That's what I used to do. Is I'd go down to the library and I'd get all these books, and then I would go over to like a speedy quick printer and Xerox them. Xerox. I'd put markers in there and then Xerox. To get as much as I could. Plus, I also had my own swipe file here cut out from magazines, and I've still got books and books that I would draw upon. If I couldn't find stuff, but thank God for the internet, because now you can find a lot of these nuanced pictures. That it's one thing to look for a '65 Mustang, but if you need a picture of the engine of a Vega, you can find it, with a little bit of research,
Oh, totally. I mean, that's what I used to do as well. Did you growing up, and I'm going to assume yes, because I think all of us kind of did. Did you have, or did your parents, I should say, because it was my parents that bought it, a set of encyclopedias?
I feel like we probably did.
I know we did. I can picture where it was.
We must have had Encyclopedia Britannica at one point,
Dude, we had in our family room and my mom got it from her parents, a piano. Not a grand piano. I don't know what the standard type piano is called.
Spindle.
It's more like just that. A spindle. It's like a rectangle box, right?
Yeah, it stands upright.
So, So on top of the piano, that's where all the encyclopedias were, from A to Z. And then I can't remember if there were any supplemental type things with encyclopedias, but I remember that stuff. I remember coming home with schoolwork and going, I got to look up, I don't know, sulfur, whatever. Let me grab S from the Encyclopedia Britannica and flip through it and, find the stuff. And, damn internet putting encyclopedia companies out of work. The door-to-door encyclopedia salesman, Kirby vacuum salesman, all that stuff.
The milkman.
The milkman, exactly. Well, when you were a kid, was there a milkman when you were a kid?
Mm-hmm.
See, that was already gone when I was a kid.
Yeah. We had milkman, and it was all glass bottles, and they had like a wax top, and you have to pull the wax top off, and the cream would be there, and you'd have to spoon out the cream.
And usually it was what, like 4 at a delivery time or whatever, or was it as many as you needed?
You filled out, there was like these steel crates, and however many you needed, you would let them know. And usually it's like, I got 4 a week or whatever it was that would hold me through whatever my parents decided we needed,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, no, totally. That was not that was the one thing.
We used to have
a few things. A what?
Remember in Spider-Man #1, he fought the terrible Tinkerer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Tinker was a guy who sharpened knives. And, we had a guy in Long Beach on Long Island when I was a kid, and he had this truck, and it had a pair of scissors as a logo, and he would drive around through the neighborhoods, and you would bring your knives and scissors and lawn shears and shit like that out to him, and he would sharpen them right there. His back door would be open, and he'd have a chair and this thing, the spinning wheel, and he would sharpen all your blades and everything for you.
Oh, Dan, yeah, we didn't have that either. I don't even know if this is this, but I'll
Yeah.
did you have ragmen too?
No, I did not. I think the
No.
ragmen were gone by then, and they certainly. I don't think we're in the area I lived in. The ragmen were exactly what this sounds like. They were
Right.
they would sell rags
Mhm.
to people. Kirk Douglas' father was a ragman.
Oh, no
And
way.
yeah, and his autobiography is called The Ragman's Son. And the character, the Ragman, that Joe Kubert and Bob Kanigher created was based upon that. They were usually poor Jewish people that did that. And yeah, so that's an occupation that I never got to see. But
Wow, that is crazy. That's yeah. That's definitely. I mean, I've seen the trucks that deliver stuff like that to businesses, but I'm trying to remember. There's this one business I've seen it in different states that that's all they do is basically deliver rags to janitorial shops and stuff like that.
right,
Businesses, and they take the dirty ones, drop off clean ones, and clean them, and just keep swapping out and stuff.
right,
So
yeah.
I
Well,
was
the diaper delivery guy too. I don't know if they still have those, but they used to come around
I
and
don't think
deliver.
so.
They take the dirty diapers and then they give you the clean cloth diapers. This is before they had the disposable diapers,
Right.
the Pampers and all that kind of stuff.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, this guy would come and get the man. What a job! Have to come and get a bag full of dirty diapers and then wash them and then bring them back.
No. I doubt those are around anymore. I can't imagine. One, if anybody's still using cloth diapers, they just wash it themselves.
Yeah,
Because back then, you couldn't, but now they just wash themselves. But two, I just really can't imagine many people using cloth diapers. But who knows?
yeah.
Who knows? It's like when Fraga last night was like, "Don't you miss that?" when he was holding his little girl, and I was like, "I think you too." I was like,
Yeah,
"No,
I said
no,
no. Mm-mm.
no,
No.
no." I'm not. I look back at old pictures, probably like you do of your kids and stuff, and when our daughter was a baby, and I'm like, there's not one specific part of that time frame, the baby toddler diaper time frame. I go, I'd like to relive that. There's not one. I'm glad I did it once, but I can't think of one time where I'm like, oh man, you're 18 and you're a pain. I just wish you were like 1.5, just pooping yourself and waking us up at night. Those were the days. No.
See that my wife is like she longs to those baby days and stuff, and I'm like nope, didn't miss them, but she hated the high school years because I had 3 daughters, and
Right.
she had to deal with the hormones and the conflicts and all that shit that goes on, much less so than I did,
Right.
so she didn't like that period, whereas it didn't bother me.
Did they, because they're all close in age, did they fight a lot amongst each other or no?
There's about 3 years between each one. So no, they didn't really fight a lot,
They didn't really fight a lot.
No.
No, that's good. Got along good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's you got the wedding coming up in the fall, right?
Yep, October. Yeah, my
October what? October what?
23rd.
Day. Oh, so close. My anniversary is the 28th.
Ah.
So close. So close. Wow. So
well, it looks like I'm free for your anniversary. So
yeah. How's the prep going for it? Because the time's getting closer now.
You're asking a father?
Yeah. How's that prep going? You have no idea?
Yeah, no.
You have no clue?
No. The ladies are doing a lot of that.
I'm guessing at this point the dress has been picked out and done, right?
Yep. They did that. They did the dress shopping, and
you've seen it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks very nice. Yep.
Keeping it old school, right? So the groom hasn't seen it though, right? Or you don't know.
No, the groom can see the dress. They just can't see the bride in the dress.
Oh, I thought the groom. Oh, I never even saw my wife's wedding dress until the day we got married. Did you see Julie's before you got married? Like,
well, she wore her mother's.
Oh, so okay.
So I think I might have seen a picture of her mother wearing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So this is what they think we're talking about. Oh, that'll be a lovely wedding.
So close. So close.
2 guys in tuxedos.
Yeah, Val Schnitzel says Graham's getting married.
I know. Finally. Yeah. Well, he was doing the Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn thing for so long.
Yeah.
I figured and Julie were like,
time, right?
It looks bad if our daughter ties the knot before we do. So I guess we should do it.
Yeah. Now, Julie and I have been married 35 years now. 36 in November.
Oh, November what?
23rd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're 26. So look at that. 10 years before me. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's funny isn't it funny how you get older, how the age gap doesn't seem, because I mean, you're 59, right?
Yeah.
As in your birthday's already passed or no?
Yeah, I'll be 60 in March.
Right. So you're only 7 years older than me, because I'll be 52 in November, but 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 years now, as we hang out and we talk and stuff, that seems like nothing. Like it's really close. Yeah. But when you look at a 10-year-old and a 17-year-old,
right,
or a 21-year-old and a 14-year-old, you're like, kid, get away from me. You're bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
One of my good buddies in town is 14 years old. Well, Jason, you remember Jason?
Yeah.
Spooner.
Yeah.
Jason's 14. He's 14 years younger than me. And I was like, dude, could you imagine when I was 21, if I walked up to you when you were 7 and I was like, hey, kid, you might not know this. We were going to be getting so shit-faced and hammered down the road. It's not even funny. No, I'm not trying to get you in my van. Don't go run into your dad. What are you, crazy?
That's right. And give me that magazine back.
Give me that magazine back. Good Lord. So, yeah, I mean, it's just weird that the older you get, because, I mean, I've known him since he's 38 now. So even still, 38, 52 doesn't seem that, it's tightened up. But when I first met him and I was 35 and he was 21, that just seems like, dude, what are you hanging out with a 21-year-old for?
Damn, I'm old enough to be Jason's dad.
It's true. It's true. But you're a hell of a lot better looking than him. So
did you hear that, Jason?
Can never happen. I would tell him that right to his face. So I've got no problem doing that. But guys, we've been going for an hour and 20. I do have a couple things to do before hopefully I pop on with Ethan at 3. I do want to pull up Graham's campaign one more time so he can give you guys the pitch. For anybody that hasn't backed it, please back Alien Alamo. It's a great book, great art, great story. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, I appreciate it. If you didn't back the Chenoo, you can get the Chenoo, the Monster Pack there, which will include the original Monster Island, the Chenoo, and the latest one, Alien Alamo. So that's a really great deal because those 2 books are rare. Yeah, please consider clicking the link and checking it out, and you won't be disappointed. I guarantee you that.
Ray Dog, thanks for joining. Billy Ray and I go back all the way to when I first broke into comics. He did a book at DC. I don't know if you remember it, Graham, from the early 90s called Damage.
Yeah, I remember Damage.
Yeah, he was the artist on it for, I believe, the whole run, because unfortunately it didn't last that long. Maybe 10, 12
What's his real name? Ray who?
Billy Ray Merriman. Merriman. Bill Merriman.
I don't recognize the name.
Yep. So we shared a studio together with John Beatty and stuff for a while. So.
Oh, you had a studio with Beatty?
Oh yeah, that was the first studio I ever had with John when I first broke into the industry back in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay.
So, cool. Yeah, he was a good cat. Guys, back to what's that?
Eric McIntyre. Graham's the same age as my dad. Now that I think about it.
Oh damn, Eric.
Damn, people.
That's okay. I get that now. I mean, I've got guys I went to high school with that are posting pictures of grandkids on Facebook, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
We graduated the same year. What are you talking about?
I'm not old enough.
So, exactly. So, guys, 1stMAN 2, Learning Curve. If you haven't backed it yet, please back it. If you didn't back Volume 1, it is still on demand. I haven't closed it yet, but you can, if you want to get Volume 1 now, you should back it in demand. Or I'll be closing it soon, and you can obviously get it here as well. So please back 1stMAN. Let me just hit refresh one more time, see where it's at. Hopefully, oh yeah, 64 back, 37.66. We are climbing. Thank you so much, everybody.
Awesome.
Johnny, I appreciate it.
Backers.
I know it's getting there. So thank you guys so much. I will hopefully be back later today on Ethan's channel around 3 o'clock. And I will see you guys later. Thank you again. Bye, everybody.
So long, gang.